Hello, my name is Data. Hope you're doing well. In 1926, Richard E. Byrd, that's Admiral Richard E. Byrd, became the first man that was credited with flying over the North Pole. And then he set out a series of expeditions to Antarctica. The first trip began in September of 1928, and by November 28th and 29th, after a long wait down in Antarctica, Admiral Byrd flies over the South Pole also, and he used a Ford tri-motor plane. Around 1933 to 35, Admiral Byrd went back to Antarctica for a second trip. This was mostly self-funded and through donations from people. It was also the first time transmissions were made from Little America, and it started on February 1st, 1934, and eventually it became a weekly broadcast that was carried over the CBS, or Columbia Broadcasting System, in the U.S. There seemed to be a high interest with Admiral Byrd and all of his accomplishments, and General Foods Corporation took advantage of that. They created a map that they gave out, and there were lots and lots of copies of these, and it was generally used to promote their cereal, grape nuts. So let's take a look at some of the images on the map itself. Taking a look at the top right, this is authorized map of the second Byrd Antarctic expedition, and it reads, "Past polar expeditions have been swallowed up by a silence which was never broken until they returned, if they did return. But on the Byrd expedition, there is being attempted the most notable feat in radio history, a two-way broadcast from and to the expedition. These broadcasts bring the drama of the expedition as it is being lived from the very lips of the men themselves, hailed by leading authorities as an important contribution to radio science. This series is made possible by General Foods, makers of grape nuts." Why don't we next go to the top left corner where it shows the image of the broadcast signal itself all the way from Antarctica up through Southern America, all the way to New York. And once it hits New York, you can see the yellow lightning flashes going across America, broadcasting to everybody in the United States. You can see here it said the route of expedition and path of the broadcast. And on the other side, the caption reads, "New York Longwave transmission throughout the United States." Let's take a moment to talk about long-wave radio transmissions, which are waves with wavelengths longer than 1,000 meters or frequencies up to 300 kilohertz. This was very impressive. They could do this in 1934, all the way from Antarctica. Long-wave radio signals, also called ground waves, follow the contour of the Earth due to phenomena called diffraction, where the long wavelengths of the signal allow them to bend around obstacles like hills and mountains, effectively hugging the Earth's surface, traveling beyond the horizon. Long waves are also called ground waves, and they can travel very long distances, spanning thousands of miles, allowing reception across continents due to their ability to diffract around the Earth's curvature. Verified reception at distances exceeding 11,000 miles have been documented. Next, we're going to take a look at the center of the map. I'll zoom it in a little so we can see a little better. And we'll see at the very top the airplane flying. That's probably Admiral Byrd. And it says on the South Pole, Amundsen in 1911, Scott in 1912, and Byrd in 1929, the people that were down to the South Pole. And above that, there's a penguin. And next to the penguin, there's a most inaccessible area. Don't know what that is. Besides a large circle, maybe it's water, maybe it's some hole in the ground, who knows. But that is what it looks like in that section and in the other section on this map. And moving over to the left side of the map, we're going to see a better depiction of the Ross Sea, the shelf, and where Little America is. Here we can see where Little America is. It's that red flag above the words Ross Shelf. We can also see where Marie Byrd Land is. That was named after Admiral Byrd's wife. And Queen Alexandra's Range all the way down. And at this time, a little below the Ross Shelf and Little America, there's 3 penguins and everything is unexplored. The whole other side of Antarctica of where Admiral Byrd is. And the unexplored region works all the way up to the other side. And finally, the map gave a little detailed map of Little America itself and the location. I hope you enjoyed that trip into history as we followed the footsteps of Admiral Byrd and all the brave men that went down and discovered the South Pole. We'll see you in the next video. I want you to have a great day. Stay safe out there, and bye-bye.